Hello everyone and welcome to CredR. Today with me I have the third generation Suzuki Hayabusa. It has taken 13 years for such a big change for the Hayabusa nameplate. इस बाइक की कीमत शुरू होती है from rupees 16,40,000 ex showroom and the Hayabusa is sold only in a single variant. This is all that you get. Nothing is skipped out or nothing is optional extra. This is the complete package. इस वीडियो में let's check out what are the features that you get with this new Busa. What are the advancements which have happened after 13 long years. It has been on sale for more than 2 decades, the Hayabusa nameplate, but it is still just in its third generation avatar. So this model change has to make a lot of difference so that it can appeal to a wider audience who are looking to get into the world of big biking. But before we talk about all the features, the ergonomics and how this bike performs, first let's listen to the exhaust note of this 4-cylinder Hyper Tourer. So here goes. Very smooth, very pleasing and typical of a Hayabusa. And apart from the exhaust, the engine performance is also very creamy. So stay tuned and let me tell you everything about this new Hyper Tourer here in the Indian market. Now let's talk about the design and features of this Suzuki Hayabusa. The design language is typical of a Busa. It is long, it is low and it is quite bulky. So it does have a lot of street presence, but is it good enough? You tell us.
When you look at the new third generation Busa, it does look modern from every angle, but the design language is evolutionary. Suzuki has tried to maintain the identity of this iconic big bike and most would love it. It's big, it's low, it's long and every element focuses on aerodynamic performance. Everything looks and feels proper premium too. Design features include LED headlamps, LED tail lamps and LED turn indicators, but in India, the winkers don't double up as flanking DRLs as seen abroad. The Busa flaunts its curvaceous body panels, which are mostly larger in size compared to other bikes. You also get a chrome accent on the fairing to break the monotony. Everything else is standard big bike, dual discs at the front and a single disc at the rear, multi-spoke alloy wheels shod with wide rubbers, a big bubble-shaped windscreen for you to tuck in and blast past on the streets, split seat setup, pillion grab rails, reflectors for safety, and large exhaust end cans which look much better than the predecessors. If you can't make out how large the fuel tank is from the side profile, you will feel it when on the saddle. You do have to stretch a fair bit to reach the handlebars, and then you will love the fact that Suzuki has still maintained the old school needles for the speedometer cluster. Crisp details and a good looking meter this is, and watching that tachometer climb is a different kind of high. For the modern bit, you get a small digital display in the center which shows you all the information that you need while playing around with this Hyper Tourer. You also have real-time active data displayed in here to keep you informed. However, this TFT LCD panel and how you change things in here don't really justify the price. It feels and looks a little too vanilla. The clip-on handlebars are good looking too, and the rider gets an option to adjust the brake and clutch lever as well. Switchgear has plenty of buttons to toggle information, riding modes or operate the cruise control. The seat is generous in terms of space and comfort.
Now powering this third generation Suzuki Hayabusa is a familiar 4-cylinder engine. But Suzuki claims that a lot has changed and they have focused on durability, on reliability and to ensure that this big bike is very usable on a daily basis. So now let's talk about the engine and performance.
Powering the all-new third-generation Suzuki Hayabusa is a 1340cc inline 4-cylinder liquid-cooled DOHC motor producing 190 PS of power at 9,700 RPM and 150 Nm of torque at 7,000 RPM. The engine comes matched to a 6-speed gearbox with a slip and assist clutch. While power and torque figures are no longer class leading, Suzuki reveals that this motorcycle delivers more power and torque compared to any other sport bike in your daily use case. In this BS6 compliant avatar, the engine is said to be more efficient and more durable, and that has been a key focus. There are new pistons and connecting rods, a reworked crankshaft, transmission shaft, and even engine casing bolts. Thanks to the 44 bore size, the new Big Busa has a better low and mid-range performance. Even if you have never ridden the Busa before, if you swing a leg on this one, you will be surprised how easy this machine feels. Thanks to ride-by-wire technology and multiple riding modes, you can decide how the bike should respond to your throttle input. But overall, everything is a linear affair. This is also the most tech-loaded Busa ever. It comes with a 6-axis Bosch IMU to calculate pitch, roll and yaw, power mode selectors with factory presets and custom settings, anti-lift control to allow for manic acceleration, a bi-directional quick shifter as standard, engine brake control function which can also be turned off, traction control with 10 levels, launch control, hill hold, speed limiter, IMU based ABS activation, and cruise control which can be activated anywhere between 31 to 200 km per hour. With all of this, you can be the master of this ultimate sport performance motorcycle. NVH package is solid and refinement will surely be appreciated by riders while using this bike in the city and even out on the highway. The exhaust sound is very pleasing, not loud but will still grab attention when you fly by. The top speed is limited to 299 km per hour, but if you get a chance to try it out, this bike with its insane acceleration will blow your mind. It really is the best of both worlds, a bike which can really be a good commuter but can also eat up that rear tire within a few thousand kilometers if you are heavy on the gas. For example, at 90 km per hour, the engine RPM needle is just at around 3000, so yeah, this can be a relaxing touring companion.
But this is not just a big looking motorcycle, it also weighs a lot. This third generation Suzuki Hayabusa tips the scale at 266 kilograms, so it is quite a heavyweight motorcycle. So now let's talk about the comfort, the ride and handling, and what you can do with this motorcycle.
To ride the Big Busa, the biggest consideration point is the weight. This modern motorcycle tips the scale at 266 kilograms, and although the weight has been optimized, I would have appreciated a lighter motorcycle. Ground clearance is just 125 mm and seat height is 800 mm. The handlebar has been pulled a little closer for better ergonomics, but still you are in a sporty tucked position once you swing a leg. Compared to super sport super bikes though, this is a comfortable place to be, and you feel one with the motorcycle while riding it, and that does inspire confidence at high speeds. The Busa makes use of a tried and tested twin spar aluminum frame and swing arm. Everything is not all new but is reworked to suit the new motorcycle. It rides on 43mm USD front forks with 120mm of wheel travel with adjustment for preload, compression and rebound. The rear link type monoshock is adjustable as well. The ride quality on the new Suzuki Hayabusa is fantastic. For a big bike which weighs so much, this motorcycle can be called plush. You can ride this motorcycle inside the city and out on the highway and you will not be uncomfortable on this machine. The suspension tune works brilliantly on the Indian terrain. You will only find it a bit too softly sprung if you attack corners at greater speeds, but then that's not the main focus of the Hayabusa anyway. You can ride this bike all day long and not be tired, and that is a huge compliment for a 190 PS motorcycle because most of the competitors would leave you sore in just a few hours. One has to be careful about the ground clearance, especially when riding with a pillion. Turning radius is just about average, and while making lock-to-lock turns, your gloved hands will get squeezed between the handlebar and the fuel tank. What pleased us is how effortlessly the Busa masks its 266 kg weight on the move. You don't have to fight the bike much. You just have to plan your corner entry and exit well because this is a smooth swinger, a smooth operator and not a corner carver. This new machine rides on specially developed Bridgestone Battlax Hypersport S22 tires which offer great levels of grip throughout. The Brembo brake setup is top tier and the stopping power is good enough, a huge improvement from the old machine.
So that pretty much sums it up. That is all that you need to know about this third generation Suzuki Hayabusa. You let me know in the comments below if you liked this motorcycle. क्या आप ये हाइपर टूरर इंडियन मार्केट में खरीदना पसंद करोगे? I have been thoroughly impressed, and let me tell you that I was not a fan of what the Hayabusa is. But after I spent 3 days with this motorcycle, I have become a complete fanboy. Goodbye, guys. Always ride safe. Always wear your helmets. Remember to subscribe to the CredR channel, press that bell icon, and say no to stupid stunting. Follow the speed limits.